there, kiddos! Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I am your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. It is Wednesday. Hump Day, as Julius just said. Yeah, middle of the week, man. I don't know why, man, but doing streaming and everything makes the weeks go by just insanely quick. I don't understand it, but here we are. So, good times had by all, right? Good times had by all. So we're going to get back to work on the Pistola for the Shiki. And we did some really good work yesterday. I was very happy with the progress that we made yesterday with the plating and the shaping and everything like that. So we're going to jump back into that here just a second here. Working on stuff behind the scenes, as always. Especially the multi-streaming thing and some other things. So, just stay tuned, keep at it. So, here we go. Let's go camera 2. Grab these bad boys, strap them on. Let's see. Julia says, must mean you're having fun enjoying your time, Tim. Yeah, no, I am, absolutely am. It's good to, it's good to be back. It's good to be back into, the swing of things and all that. So absolutely, 100%. Giovanni says, hello everyone. I'm working, work started at 3 a.m. Oof. Spent the day with my wife yesterday. Awesome. Finished the 1/100 Osiris. Send you pics through Messenger. Gotcha. Okay. Giovanni, so just keep aware, and this is just more of an FYI. Messenger doesn't give me notifications. So thank you for letting me know. Now I can go check and everything. So it's just stupid Facebook, man. But I'll go check it here after the stream and take a look. So he says now I can focus on painting the master grade gun cannon. Nice, dude. Nice. Excellent. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So here's what we got done yesterday, right? We plated up the top, the sides, got those shaped and everything. Got this nice little very subtle plate on the front of the little wide body portion there. That makes for a very, very nice, front profile, and very happy with that overall. I like this. I like what we're doing here. Fits the arm very nicely, and I even mocked it up on the torso here of the Shiki last night, yesterday actually, and I'm gonna tell you what, man. It looks like the real deal. So now, mind you, he doesn't have any legs right now, but still, that that looks pretty good, right? That looks pretty good. It looks like it's meant to be. Looks like it's meant to be. Yeah. Yeah. I dig it. I dig it. So, it's good stuff. Good stuff there. All right. All right. So, get this out of the hand ever so gently. I may need to widen this just a bit because it's a bit stiff for my liking, and once it's painted, it's going to become even worse. And I don't know if I'll be comfortable with that level of tolerance for that tab there. Yeah. Julia says, Giovanni, how about putting the pics on the Child of Mecha YouTube community link thingy? Right? Yeah, I mean, Michael Dawson actually posted something on there, I think a day or two ago. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that would be good. Let everybody see it. Exactly. So, good stuff. All right. moving forward. All right, so let's get a course of action here. Now, I wanted to incorporate some other kind of multi-layer overlapping of plates here on this thing. And I think I know what I want to do here, but the big question is, do I have to scratch build what I'm thinking, or is there a ready-made solution? So hang tight. Back to the parts wall. One of these days I'll show you what this looks like, and you can kind of get an idea of what I'm looking at here. But let's see. Oh no, man. Well, let's see what we've got here in this stack of shit. Come on now. Come on. Let's see what we got here. So these little, again, these little trapezoidal shapes and everything, especially these guys right down here, these little candidates, that might work in this situation. Let me see how big are these guys. Oh yeah, that's actually not bad. We could do that. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, cool. We found our we found our candidate. Boom, done. Boom, done. And then I wanted to start to address the back here, right? Because we're kind of losing balance in terms of look and all that, right? And I kind of want to get this rebalanced here, right? And then also too, we're gonna need to do something about these guys here, the where the pipes go into. You see the the big crazy openings and everything. So I want to address those at some point, but not exactly sure what we're gonna do. So we'll have to see. But anyway, first things first, let's get these clipped out, shaped up, and looking good, yeah? Now, for those of you playing at home, this is Kotobukiya, and this is frame P125. So this is their modeler support goods, the MSG line, which is a tragic name for a line of modeling goods outside of food and stuff. But it is what it is. All right, so we've got our little parts chopped out here as I drop one into the mess. All right, so that looks good enough for right now. We're going to come back and trim those up with a hobby knife. And then that one looks good too. All right, so let's get the 1, 2, 3s in here. Grab these little guys. Put them right there. All right, let's go super zoom. Oh my. Brandon's there with us. He says, "What's up, everyone? Boss bought lunch today. Going to be a good day." Hell yeah, it is. And then, of course, Charles Dodge. Morning, afternoon, everyone. What's going on, Charles? Good to see you guys. All right, so let's get this right there in camera. Perfect. Okie dokie. So we need to get the nubs trimmed off these little Kodo pieces here so that we can work with them properly. And these are pretty delicate, so you need to be super careful with these. Alright, so I'm going to go in at this side first. Very nice. Alright, good deal. Alright, we got the nubs shaved off of that one. Now this little goober here, very good, very good, very good. Yeah, that looks perfect. That looks perfect. That looks good too. All right, excellent. All right, so we've got our little overlap candidates now. So we're going to apply these here, but first we need to back them with a strip of 0.5 millimeter. But what's the width that we need to back these with? Where'd the T-square go to? Where'd it? Huh. I lost my damn T-square. Oh, there it is. It's underneath the calipers. Alright, so let's see what's the width on these guys here. These look to be about 3-4 mil. These are 2.5. Okay, okay. 2.5 millimeters. All right, cool. So we need, what we're gonna do is we're gonna overlap these, right? And the position that we're gonna overlap these are right here at this edge of, you know, the bump out piece, as I'm calling it. So we're going to have them half overhang, half on here, right? So you get this nice kind of overlap. And what we need to do is we need to back the bottom part of that with 0.5 millimeter plastic strip so it meets the same height as this piece here. So we got to dig in the drawer and look for 1 by 0.5 millimeter. So let's see, here's our 0.5 mil right here. Gotta find the 1 millimeter. And there it is. There it is, there it is, there it is. Do I have an open one? I do. Even better. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So, get this little guy out of here. Come on, little guy. There she is. Come on now. There we go. All right. So this is now trash, because that was the only one left in there. All right. So now, very delicate operation of getting these kind of backfilled with this 1 millimeter strip here, right? Because what we're going to do is put this on the bottom here, so basically on the back of this piece, and then we're going to have to trim it, shape it, all that, and then apply it. So delicate operation here this morning for you kids. So first and foremost, let's cut just some strips here. And I'm gonna deliberately cut these strips long, just so I have some room to work, right? All right, there we go. That makes it a little bit easier to work with everything rather than having that unruly big old strip and everything, right? Okay, so now what we're gonna go ahead and do is a little super glue, and we're going to get the kind of scrap palette here that we sometimes use, and I'm gonna get a little scrap piece of plastic here from the desk as our applicator, and then we'll go about putting these pieces together here. All right. Let's see. That should do it. Okay, so nice little dab of plastic. That, and now it's, oh, there we go. All right, these damn little pieces, I swear to God. I think I'm gonna do, flip it like this. Yeah, there we go. I think that's the ticket. And there we are, right? All right, so there's number one. So you can kind of see how delicate this operation is, right? This is it's a bit of a shitter, honestly, if I'm being real. But it'll be worth it. It will be worth it. All right. That there, holding the tweezers ever so carefully, and then same thing with this guy. Come on, position, you little bastard. All right, there we go. All right, so, oh boy, there's the beginnings of our two overlapping pieces, right? Again, pretty delicate work here. So we're gonna let this dude cure over here. We're gonna work with the other one here. And again, just same as before, we're just gonna shape this thing up right along the edge of the piece. Got that there. All right, so get that off to the side. We'll do the same thing for this one. Good deal. All right. So there are our pieces all trimmed up for the most part, at least on the sides. There's a little bit of overhang right here on the front of this one that I want to get trimmed down. Just a little shaving. And you can kind of see that there. Just a teeniest tiny little bit, right? All right, so now that looks pretty good. We're just going to soften these edges here on these just a hair. Because the piece itself is not super sharp on that edge, right? So I don't want that being, you know, conspicuous at that point. So we're just going to soften these up all the way through. And then that will look good. Just scrape those edges down, have one really nice cohesive piece. If I can get it off my damn finger. There we go. And then we'll swap places with this other one here and kind of do the same thing. And I'll show you what this all looks like here momentarily. We're going to have to clean up the glue squeeze out from underneath as well, because that's kind of gnarly. But that's not a huge deal there. You can kind of see like the size of my finger. Like, I don't have big hot dog sized fingers, but man, these things are super small, right? God, super zoom makes it look like I got big sausage fingers, doesn't it? There we go. Attention to detail. That's what you need. All right, so cool. Now we've got it all, as it gets stuck on my finger. We've got all these properly glued. Now, to lay these down, we need to get the glue squeeze out, cleaned out from the other side. So we're going to need to work on that before we get to laying these things down properly. All right, and this is again going to be a delicate operation. All right, so I like to come in from the bottom to clean out that glue squeeze out, and then turn it and come from the top. Yeah, see, there you go. And that squeeze out is coming right off. There we go. Very nice. All right. So that now is properly cleaned. We got a nice right angle inside that corner. And we're going to do the same thing to this guy here.
So we got good lift right there. And again, we're going to come back to the vertical side and just cut down there. There we are. All right. Good deal. Perfect. Yeah, and you can see the little glue squeeze out that we trimmed off there. Let me get the shadow back in. Oh, fuck it. Whatever. I don't care. All right, so we've got our two little pieces trimmed up. So like I said, we're going to be overlapping these onto the barrel section, right? So let's do that here. All right. So with this, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use plastic magic because I want to have a little bit of time to position these properly, right? We're going to use plastic magic over super glue. So I'm going to move this guy off to the corner here. We'll get to you in a minute. Okay, we're going to get the drum off of there. All right. And so now what we're going to do, let me just show you kind of what this looks like, kind of dry fit, right? So just like that, right? We might move it up just a bit, but you kind of get the idea, right? So basically this part sits on top here, overhangs a millimeter, and then is backed up with that strip down onto the main surface of the barrel area. So yeah, I do like the look of that. Yeah, that's, yeah, jolly good. Jolly good. All right, so let's get this operation going here. Oh man, this is going to be delicate. And I hate gluing with my left hand. Okay, but we got pretty good squeeze out there. Okay, so there you go. And then you can kind of see how that has a different level to it, right? I dig that. I do like that look. That's pretty nice right there. Cool. Okie dokie. So, same thing on the other side. We're going to come in a little bit and apply that. Now again, you fucker. Delicate operation here. And And left hand gluing. Oh, come on. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Be nice. Be nice. Good positioning. All right. Level, looks like it. Let's just get a little bit more. Especially around this bottom bit there. It's too much on the brush. There we go. There we go. All right. So, looks like we've got... where do we go? Okay, so can you see? All right, so cool. So positioning this way looks really good. Yeah, that looks nice. Nice and even. And then positioning this way should be perfect. Let's get, oh, come on. Yeah, so that looks good there too. All right. Yeah, good deal. And then let's get the drum back on here. Get this thing back on here. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, I like that. That looks good. It just adds that nice little visual, you know, kind of aesthetic, different layers, like I, you know, kind of mention all the time. Yeah, good deal. All right, sweet. I like it. I like it quite a lot. All right, so what we need to do now is we need to let these pieces cure. So we're gonna set the barrel off to the side here, place that on the bench or on the shelf back here. Let's start to address this area back here, right? Someone in the Facebook comments mentioned you know, that I can't wait to see what we do with the back end. And honestly, up to this point, I have not even given one thought to what we're going to do to the back here. But we obviously we need to do something because, you know, we've got these, you know, big gaping holes on either side. And obviously something went there, but I have no idea what, because, you know, I don't have the instructions for this thing or any of that. But we also have this just very plain block of material back here, right? So I'm not a huge fan of just empty block area like that, you know? So we need to do something there. We definitely need to do something here. But first and foremost, I think we need to get these tabs filled in. And let's see, to do that, is that going to be like 1 millimeter, half millimeter, 1.5? Yeah, about 1.5, I think, is what we're going to need to use. Just to be on the safe side. Yeah, 1.5 mil. And then we can shave this down to the proper height and everything. Okay. So let's get to doing that. Let's take... come on. Let's get these guys out of here first. those off to the shelf and get our little fin out of here as well. Come on, buddy. There it is. All right. Cool. So we just need some filler strips. So we're just going to cut these down with the nippers here. That should be enough for both pieces here. If not, we'll cut another piece. No worries. All right, so we need to get one side squared up here. So let's do that real quick. That works. And then, like I said, we'll just pop that in there. And then we'll shape that to kind of what we need. So, all right, let's get another little strip cut out of this. All right, I'll make it a little bit easier to square. And there we are. Perfect. All right, cool. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, again, get our little scrap palette. A little drop of super glue. Come on, buddy. Oh, did that just close up? Yeah, it did. Little shit. All right. No problem. We just need to get the schmutz out of here. There it is. A little clog. Did that open it up? I don't know. Let's see. There we go. Now we're in business. Now we're in business. All right. So, a little drop of super glue on there. And then, like I said, we used like just a little scrap piece as just a detail applicator. And we just come in here and just dab that on. I don't want to flood this area with super glue simply because it is open and I don't want it to go into the main section where our pipes get fit into. So I want to be a little bit more careful with the glue up here. That's why I'm using, kind of the applicator method and everything. So, all right, we'll do the same thing here on this side. Perfect. Okay. Set all that off to the side. Get our 1, 2, 3s back in here and on as I drop the damn piece. Oh boy. Come here, you little bastard. All right. Jesus, there we go. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. And there we are. Okay, hang on just a second. Let me see something here. Hang on. This is good. Oh shit. All right, hang on. 1 second here, you guys. Jonathan Gizmo. Yes. That's cool. All right, let's go camera 2. Let me show you here. Holy crap, look at this. That's the Hail Mary. Let's get the damn lights out of the way. There we go. Yeah. Jonathan, that's cool, man. Is that 3D printed? Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, cool. That is kick-ass. Damn, that's big too, isn't it? Holy shit, look at this. It looks like it's sitting on a coffee table. Holy crap. A few days of printing parts. Holy shit. But that's a cool piece, dude. That is wild. Oh, man. And the details that you got from it, too, are really nice. Now, okay, so there's like gold bits there. Is that actually printed in like gold PLA, or is that just like tape wrapped around it to give that effect, or gold filament? Wow. Holy crap. That looks legit, dude. It's got that shine and everything. And mind you, yes, I'm using my visors to look at my fucking phone just to see the detail and everything. Holy crap. That's really cool, dude. That's really, really cool. Look at that. That's gold, actual gold filament. That looks like a legit job right there. Damn. That is cool. That is cool. Nice. Nice. Alright. Sorry, you guys, about the field trip. Had to take a look at that. You know, my level of affection for Project Hail Mary. Just such a great movie. Highly recommend. Let's see. Yeah, he says Bamboo Labs filament on a Bamboo Labs PS1. Nice. I need to get a 3D printer at some point. I really do. But that'll be later down the line. And more for like printing tools and jigs and things like that, prototyping stuff. If I ever want to make my own parts, I'll do resin, but man, filament is good for you know, different tools and stuff like that. All right, let's get this trimmed down here. Very good. All right, so there we are. We've got our plastic strip trimmed down to where we want it. Let's get this really finely trimmed now with the hobby knife. And then we'll start to shape this these blocks here because we need to bring the level down because it's about maybe a 1/4 millimeter proud of the original height there, but that's not an issue. We'll get that filed down. Oof. Come on now. Why is this piece fighting me? Oh, there might be a little gap in there that the super glue didn't fill in. That's probably why. All right, no problem. We'll address that here in a moment. Actually, a few different spots where the super glue didn't fill in. All right, let's address that now, actually, because that's kind of bugging me. So I want this to be completely solid and filled in. All right. So again, we're going to use our little applicator method here. That's looking pretty good. And essentially what I'm doing here is just kind of painting on the super glue just around these edges, just to fill in these little micro gaps. It should do the trick. All right, we're gonna give that a moment. All right, so yeah, Jonathan, great job with that, man. That looked kick-ass, dude. The whole hell. How big is that? How tall would you say that model is off of the table? Because it looked pretty sizable to me. Hopefully Jonathan's still here. Oh, it's real. He says it's real big. Yeah, it looks real big. He says 1 second, I'll head downstairs and measure it. Oh shit. Here we go. I'm just curious how big that print is, man, because it looked sizable.
sitting on the coffee table like that, you know? Shit, that's got to be
At least a foot tall from what it looked like anyways. Alright, we should be good with the fill-in bit here. Let's just dry this off. Any of the extra kicker that we just applied here. And then we'll get back to trimming these pieces down. Alright, good stuff there. Alright, so back to leveling these things off here. Yeah, much better. Much, much better.
So from the base of the stand to the highest fin point is 23 inches. Holy. Oh my God, man. Then from front to the back of the ship is 24 inches. So basically 2 feet by 2 feet. Holy shit. Oh, that is a big boy. That is a big boy. My God, man. The longest print was 16 hours. What do you think the total print time was? I know you said a few days, but what's your estimate for, you know, total number of hours for this thing? Because that's a big, big, big model.
Holy crap. All right, there we go. Now we're cooking.
That's all nicely filled. That's perfect. 55 to 60 hours. Wow.
Holy shit, dude. That's amazing.
That is amazing. Where did you get that print from? Because I know they have like the official prints on the Project Hail Mary website of like Rocky and the you know, little spaceman model that Rocky made in the, you know, movie for Grace. Is that official, or did you get that someplace else? Oh, Patreon. Galactical Armor.
Interesting. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, that's definitely a
Statement piece, man. Holy crap. Now, are you going to keep it there, you know, on the coffee table like that? Or are you going to put it on a shelf? What's the
plans for it.
I mean, shit, it's definitely a conversation starter. Me, I'd leave it on the damn
coffee table.
But then again, I have cats, so that may not be the best of ideas. Alright, good deal there. So that's looking good on both sides here.
He says it's my sister's birthday gift, so if she wants to take it back to her apartment.
Oh, shit. That's awesome, dude. Holy crap. What a gift. That's amazing. I'm guessing she's super into Project Hail Mary as well, right? All right. Getting these edges nice and clean. Very nice. Okie dokie.
Addicted. She's watched it 7 times already in the theaters.
Holy crap, man. That is definitely a level of dedication. There's no doubt about it. Because I mean that's expensive. Seeing it in theaters 7 times. I mean, don't get me wrong, totally worth it. But still, that is a heavy investment. There we go. All right. So these 3 sides now are nice and flat, trimmed up with the original piece, right? So now the next thing we need to do is level this off. So we're going to take this file. Okay, we need to be super careful. We can't go too far into the piece or else we'll hit that, right? So we just need to kind of stay down in this area. All right, that's starting to look pretty good. Yeah, you know, it's funny, like, people ask me, like, you know, do you display your models? And I'm like, no, they're all in boxes right now because I don't want my stupid cats getting to them. And I don't really have a proper, like, display case for them, unfortunately, too. My old display case from the old house that I used to keep my models in on display is now my kind of makeshift towel pantry in the master bathroom and everything. So yeah, and I've never gotten around to purchasing or making, you know, a new display case for them, which is something that I definitely want to do, but that is very low priority at this point. So they are all sitting in their Pelican boxes right now. So, all right, that feels pretty good. Just a little bit more. There we go. Now we got it. Just that sheen of the surface, it just looks so much better than it did. Alright. Excellent. So we're good to go there. Now, the thing is, I don't want to leave this... I don't want to leave this squared right there. Just, that looks janky, right? And again, just big block of plastic, and that's not a good look. So we're gonna address that here in a second. He says, Gizmo says, cool thing is all his designs are able to print with no supports and no glue at all. Holy crap.
Now, mind you, I don't know much about 3D printing, obviously, but I know, most things need supports and glue, but damn, just total snap fit. Holy shit. Must have made a world of difference. Damn. That's super cool, man. Super cool. And obviously an amazing gift, for your sister. So, yeah, you're a good brother, dude. You're a good brother for that. All right. So, like I said before, I don't want to leave this big old block of plastic here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to taper this edge down quite a lot. And we're going to bring it down basically to meet the corner of each piece. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to trim this white block of plastic from this corner to that corner. So we're just going to make it basically like a triangle shape, type of look here. And I think that will blend in very, very nicely. And the good thing about having kind of this be a corner piece here is we already have our kind of start point and end point for our beveling operation here. So this actually works pretty dang well. Alright, so that's looking pretty good as far as the angle and squareness and everything goes. So we just need to keep hacking at this thing. We'll get the files out here in a second. Want to get a little bit more off here with the knife just to make our jobs a little bit easier in terms of shaping. Yeah, see, that already looks really so much better, right? All right, so let's get the file. Yeah. Okay. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to scrape this thing down here. Ooh, very, very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. So we need to adjust the angle a little bit. All right. Looks pretty good. Definitely getting in the ballpark here. So let's kind of fine tune this guy.
Yep. Yep. There we are. I'm not going to dick around with this anymore. I think that looks really good. Just a little fine tuning right here on the surface. Yeah, I should have stopped, but c'est la vie. I never know when to stop, do I? Oh, man. Giovanni says, I don't know if you know the YouTuber Godfinger. I do. He's always posting perfect grade Gundams and something that they started calling ultra grade. Ultra grade is supposed to be bigger. Yeah, they're 3D prints. So that's kind of what his shtick is. He says they have a website, but I don't know if they sell the file to print or you buy the resin kit from them. Yeah. William Wilms. Back to the grindstone for me. Take care, Will. Michael Dawson's with us. What up? Eaton, the company car. What? Car getting ready to leave for Chicago. In the company car. Jesus. Holy shit, Mikey. All right. In the company car. There you go. Nice. Ready for Chicago. Mikey, have a safe trip to Chicago, dude. And he said what? That's like a few hours away from you? Okay. That, I think, is good. So, there's that piece that we kind of tapered there, right? Oh, that's the wrong side. So, there you can kind of see the profile of it and see how it tapers down in the back. Just gives it an interesting, better look than just square looking plastic blocks, you know what I mean? So, that looks nice. That looks pretty nice. All right, good deal. All right, I will trim that one, that other piece off camera. So let's get back to the barrel and see what else we need to do here, right? All right, so we've got these nice little overlapping components there. I think that looks really good. You know, one thing that we could do, something right along the top of the drum, right? Some sort of like makeshift looking kind of connection type of piece. kind of like that idea. Just something simple, subtle, to make it look like it's connected to the barrel rather than just sitting there, right? If we look at this original Aura gun, right? I think this little protrusion here under the drum kind of makes it look more connected to it, rather than just sitting there like, you know, ours is kind of doing right now. So I kind of like the idea of putting something there to look like a, you know, some form of connection, right? Let's do that. I say let's do that. All right, so we've got our 1 by 2 millimeter strip here, right? All right, let's get this thing trimmed up here. And there we are. So for this, I put a 60-degree angle cut on here. And now, yeah, something kind of like this, Jonathan. He says, like a C-looking clamp in the middle of the barrel could work. Yeah, I was thinking something like that, but we'll, you know, obviously we'll get to the barrel at a later date, but you know, something up on, you know, the barrel section itself, right? And now that I'm thinking about it, we may want to go 3 mil. And the reason being is because what I think I'm gonna do is have this kind of overhang and then shape the inside edge to match with this, with the drum, so it'll be kind of seamless looking, right? So let's take a look and see what we need here. I'm thinking 10 millimeters would be a good length. There it is. All right. Pencil. All right. Right there. Let me get this trimmed down a little bit here, so we not knocking around the chopper. And we need to measure. Oh, that's way too much. Okay, that's why. I measured 15 mil rather than 10 mil. So, not surprising. All right, so now we can cut this on the chopper properly and get our angles. Okay. So, there's that. All right, so now, like I said, what I'll do is have this overhang a bit. Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. So, what we need to do is start to shape the inside edge of this thing. Might just be quicker to scrape this down with the knife. Let's see. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. All right, so let's kind of bring this down even more here. All right, so now we've got that kind of inside edge tapered down, right? So, yeah. See, so now that part fits kind of seamlessly up against the drum. And it's hard to see, but yeah. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. We still got a little bit of work to do, I think, on shaping the inner angle, because it's not perfect, especially on this side. It sits a little high. There's a bit of a shadow there that I could see, so that will definitely be visible. Alright, cool. Are we still square? We look like it. Yeah. Yeah. That looks good right there. As it's blown out, but still. Yeah, that looks really good. I dig that. That'll be very nice level difference, and the angle that we got popped in there just matches up with the drum perfectly. Yeah, couldn't get much better than that. All right, excellent. All right, so again, we're cooking here. We're cooking. All right, let's get the kind of mating piece cut here. Let's pop that off, put that off to the side, and let's get these matched. What time is it? Holy shit, it's 1:30. God damn, time flies on this stream, you guys. It's like, where does it go? Come on now. I need to get these lined up so I can get the angle. we are. And you son of a... Right there. Okay, now I'm just gonna fuck it and trim it with that. There. We're done. We're done. Square up those edges. Square up those edges. Very nice, very nice. All right. So we've got our connection piece there. And we're going to do some other kind of fine detailing to this. This isn't just going to be a big, ugly block of plastic here either. You know, we haven't even gotten into scribing or anything like that. So there's more to this, obviously. But I think that's, yeah, man, I think that's a really, really good addition there. That brings cohesiveness to the drum, to the barrel, right? Yeah, I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. All right. So let's get this part started to angle down. Shit. All right. Such a thin piece. It's not the easiest to get this bevel cut into it. All right, that's starting to look pretty good there. Oof. So one bad thing about filing like right up against your fingertip is that the edges of the file end up cutting into your finger, which isn't fun. Which is not fun, but it is what it is. For the hobby, right? Alright. That's getting there. And it's actually looking better than the first piece. Ah, you... Alright. That should do it. Alright. Let me take a look at this thing. Is it nice and level? No, it's just a little weird down here. Now we're good. All right, just a little fine tuning. Just a little fine tuning. All right, let's see how this piece looks on there. Yeah, that's money. That's money. Yeah, that's just, I mean, the way that it connects to and comes down right down to the drum, it's just, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so let's get these glued into place. What time is it? 1:35. Good deal. All right, so first things first, I want to protect the drum from any glue. So I'm gonna tape the drum first. Real quick, let's get caught up here. We've got Apex Nerd. What's going on? He says evening all. And then we also have Colin, Mr. Hi Craig. What's up, everybody? Colin, how you doing, bud? Good to see you guys. Thank you for tuning in. All right, let's get some masking tape out of here. Nope, that's empty. That's not even started. Shit. Well, all right. We'll just use the 6mm then. We'll wrap it. Oh God, that's not even started either. What the hell? I have the Tamiya, masking tape, but they're not, none of the rolls are started yet. So we're gonna have to get these started in here so we can get this done. There we go. All right. Pull that first junky bit off there. And we don't need a ton, just enough to protect the surface. Just like that. Just like that. All right, cool. And then we just need to punch our holes in here for the pegs. Obviously that's going to be incrementally tighter on those holes. Shit. All right. Change of plans then. So we're not going to wrap it around this way. We'll wrap it. We'll put it lengthwise and leave those holes unobstructed, because I don't want to push this thing onto those pegs, because it'll just pop this plastic and that'll be really bad for us. So, all right. So instead of that, we'll go this way. Like that, right? There we go. See, now we leave the holes unobstructed there. And these will fit back on perfectly like they always do. And there we go. Sweet. So now if any glue gets down here, any squeeze out or anything, it'll be on the tape, not the piece. We can just easily remove the tape. Well, easily is a is a term, right? But we can remove the tape and then not risk the piece itself. Yeah. So that gives it a little bit more contrast, that you can see kind of how it connects to that barrel. Yeah, and that's looking really good. That looks really, really good. Okie dokie. So with that being said, let's use plastic magic in this case, because I want there to be enough wiggle room for placement on this. Shit. All right, we have to figure out where we actually do want to place it. Do we smack it right in the middle of the drum? Or do we offset it? What's the direction here, you know? I think slightly offset toward the back is visually more interesting. Holy shit, that looks good. Okay. I'm excited about this. I don't know why. All right. So let's get the handle off here so we can work. And let's see. Okay, cool. We can grab that with these tweezers then. All right, excellent. So plastic magic along the top there. Come on. What are we doing? What? And now it's probably all dry. Yeah, you little shit. All right, take two. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. That looks, Jesus, that looks really good. All right, I'm very happy with that. And so basically what I did was offset the positioning. So let's see, it's probably about 2.5 millimeter from the edge of this gray piece where it's like 1 millimeter back here. The offset, in my opinion, just gives it a little bit of a better visual. So, yeah, that looks really, really quite nice. And there you can kind of see how that looks. And then from behind there, you can see how that bevel contacts the drum just perfectly. All right, I'm having a good time here, you guys. I'm having a good time here. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, let's do the same thing on this one. Oop, too much glue. Shit. Yeah, it's way too much glue, but all right. That's why we got the tape. All right, good there. Press both of these in place on each side. Yeah. Very nice. Very, very nice. We got good squeeze out on this one. Let's just get teeniest, tiniest of glue there just to capillary action. All right, so handle. Yeah. Yeah. What do you guys think? Pretty good? I like it. Placement looks even Steven. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very nice. And then I'll let that glue set, pull the drum, and yeah, we should be in really good shape. The other thing that we have to think about in terms of the little connection pieces that we just made, the thickness of the tape itself will act as an offset in addition to everything. So that'll give us a little bit more wiggle room here, just in case, you know, just in case we need it or anything like that. So yeah, I'm very much liking that look. Very, very much liking that look. It is starting to come together really, really nicely. I think the next thing I want to do is address. We're gonna pop that off and let that cook for a few minutes. The next thing I want to do is address these weird bits here, right? These little odd, you know, protrusions. I don't like them at all. I don't like them at all. They just are weird to me. And they present a challenge when it goes to capping those off, right? Because we need this section open here to allow the pipes to fit into, right? So when we go to cap these things, the cap is going to have to be actually on the barrel so that when we go to disassemble this thing, the caps come off with this barrel. We have the opening here for the pipes and all of that, you know, so to make it a little bit easier for painting, right? But I still don't like these little angled protrusions here. I think we're going to get rid of them. Yeah. Oh, Bill. Hey. Bill says, howdy, y'all. He says, wait, what did I come into? Tim, next thing I want to do is address. Yeah. You're right. What kind of mobile suit is this? A mobile dress, right? Exactly. Now, here's what we did so far, Billy. So we've gotten these two little kind of weird gaps here. We got those filled, and I actually tapered that down. I still have to do this one. I'll do that off stream because it's a little boring, but we got this side done, and then we made these connection pieces here for the drum, and those are angled so they come up really, really nicely, and basically look like the drum is being held into place, right? So we'll detail these up here later, but we've kind of gotten the bones of it, so to speak. So yeah, so like I said, next thing I want to take a look at or address is these weird protrusions, you know, these angled bits here, and I'm not feeling them at all. So we're going to file those down. I don't think I'm gonna need the 1, 2, 3s here for this. Yeah, we'll just file these down to the same surface level as this piece here. We're just getting rid of this weird angle bit. Now looking inside, that's solid plastic. Okay, excellent. So there's no danger of burning through the plastic or anything like that, so that's good. All right. So, first thing I'm going to do is Dremel these guys down first. That'll be the quickest, easiest method here. So, watch your ears. Here we go. All right. All right. Sweet. All right, that made quick work of it. So now we just need to even this up. Already it looks better. My God. All right. Cool. Already it looks better. I like it. Okay, so now I left these obviously a bit proud of the surface here because I didn't want to risk, you know, damaging anything here. So next we'll just come in here with the flat file and start to really take things down to that surface. Okay. All right. Very nice. All right, we're getting real close there. It's starting to look really good. Oh, wait a minute. There is an open spot in there. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, that's not a big deal. We can fill that. That's not a big deal. So let's switch to this guy here. There we are. That's nice. Making sure that this is nice and square and even at the angles. And all right, that's where I stop. Okay, cool. So just get the burr out of here along the edges. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that side is nice and square now. I like that. And you can kind of see that little little through hole right there, right? So we'll need to fill that. That's not a big deal though. Just some maybe 1x1 strip in there. Should be easy enough. Should be easy enough. All right. And then just for visual effect, let's see what this now looks like. Yeah. Yeah, much better. Much better. Yeah. See, that just looks, yeah, that's a better composition in my opinion. That's part of the Beam Magnum inherent design is just these weird angles going everywhere. I don't know if you guys remember what the front of the handle looked like, but it was like a lightning bolt, like, you know. So yeah, I like this way better. Way better. All right, way better. Yeah. Alright, so now we'll switch to this guy. Alright, so it's a little low on this side. We need to angle it. Put a little pressure on the top end here. Alright, that's looking much better. There we go. All right. Excellent. Clean that burr off of there. Let's take a look at the top profile of this thing and see what it looks like. Yeah. 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 See? I just like the look of that so much better now. So much better. And you got the little connection points there and everything. Yeah, alright. Let's see if we can get this tank, this drum off here. Ooh, yeah, that came off real nice. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, just a little glue squeeze out inside, but you can kind of see there how those different angles kind of, you know, come down and overlap, right? So that is perfect. Come on. Pull the tape here, and we'll kind of get a better unobstructed view of this thing. All right, good deal there. If I can get the tape off my fingers, there we are. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Super nice. And like I was saying, that that tape, the thickness of the tape, gives us basically a natural offset, which to the naked eye is indistinguishable. You know, it looks like it's just connected, but when you really get in there, yeah, I mean, there is just a hair of space between the plate and the drum itself. Like, it's perfect. Like, couldn't be better. So, there we go. Yeah. 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 All right. Let's get the pipes back in here for effect. Kind of take a look at the overall composition before we end it here for now. Press those into place. Get our little fin back in there. And there we go. Yeah. I mean, every day I'm liking this design better and better. It's just really starting to come together really, really nicely. And I'm kind of excited about it. So, yeah. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Cool. Oh, all right, kiddos. We're good to go. All right, you guys. We're gonna call it a daytime stream here. Come on back tonight. We're gonna continue to work on this thing and just keep pushing forward here on this build. So yeah, 10 p.m. tonight. Come on back. Aside from that, have a great rest of your day. Be safe out there. Build something cool too. All right. And don't forget to go follow me on TikTok, you guys. Just started that up a few days ago, and yeah, if you're on there, give your boy a follow. I'll see you guys tonight.